Good morning, you guys. I hope you're doing well and had a good weekend. I'm going to be kind of talking fast so I can make this under 5 minutes. If you need to rewatch it, you can. If you have any questions, you can email me or you can pause it throughout. But you're just going to fill out your notes page and learn some vocab today. So, our first word we're going to learn about is points. So, points are named with capital letters like this. So, this here just has a point next to it and has a capital A, and you would call this point A. All right. So if you ever see something like this, we're looking at points. All right. And on the right side, it says point. A point is like a dot. It has no width, depth, or height. So what I want you to do is to give a real life example of a point you've seen in real life. Okay. Your next vocab word is our lines. So lines are named by lowercase letters outside, outside the line, or with 2 points that lie on the line. So there are a couple of ways we can call this line. The first example is right here, right? So you would call this line M, and it's italicized and it's lowercase, so you know that this is line M. Or you can say line HP or PH. Okay, so it does not matter the order you put those letters, as long as you have 2 arrows and a line in between on top of them to represent lines. Okay, so a line goes forever in both directions. I want you to also give a real life example of a line right here. Below, we're going to be talking about a plane. A plane is named with a capital cursive letter or using 3 points that are not in the line or in a line, which are called non-collinear points. We'll talk about collinear in a second. But for instance, this capital K right here, we could call this plane K, or we can call the plane TEN, or any arrangement of the 3 letters. So we could do TEN, we could do NET, we could do ETN. As long as those 3 letters are in order and you say plane TEN or plane NET, or you can also call it plane K. A plane has no boundary. It goes forever, but it is flat. Give a real life example of a plane, okay? You'll do that as well. So the 3 undefined terms that I want you to write down right here are that we just talked about are point, line, and plane. Okay, those are our first 3 geometric basics terms that I need you to learn in this chapter. Next, we're going to kind of talk about some examples here. So you're going to tell me what each name of the above example is, and then you'll give us some example of the symbols. I'm going to do this with you, so if you get a little lost, let me know. So the first one we see here, this is array, and we know it's array because we don't have an arrow on this left side next to the A, and so we would call this array, and we could use it by writing this symbol with no arrow at the left side and AW. And we have to keep it in this order because our ray is the point of A and is going right forever and ever and ever. So ray AW is the symbol we would write right here. This one right here, go ahead and pause it and try on your own first, but this one we would call a segment. Okay, and a few ways in which we can show a segment is by doing you would have a line on top, just a straight line. And you would type in the words or the letters KR, or you could also do, you can also do RK with a line on top. So those are the 2 symbols you can use for a segment, because it's just 2 points and they're not arrows, so they stop at K and they stop at R. So you wouldn't have arrows at the end of our lines above the RK or KR. Down here, we have, again, try it on your own first, but we have a angle. And there's a couple of different ways in which we can do this one. Our first way we can represent this angle is we could represent it by doing our angle symbol and putting a 1, because if you see here, our 1 is representing this angle. You could also do something like this, the angle symbol, and have the letter B, because we're also looking at angle B. There's 2 more ways. We could also have the angle symbol and have this A, B, C, or you can write it like this, where it's the angle symbol, and you would have angle, the letters C, B, A. So the biggest thing to notice about this is that when you write it in this form here, notice how B is in the middle because we're looking at angle B. So it's A, B, C, or C, B, A. Watch the next video to get the rest of this example. Goodbye.